Та бүхэнд өнөөдрийн мэндийг хүргэе. 12 дахь удаагийн Японд суралцах мэдээллийн цахим яармагт маань цаг зав гарган оролцож байгаа та бүхэнд их баярлалаа. Өнөөдөр маргааш 2 өдрийн турш үргэлжлэх мэдээллийн яармагт маань улсын болон хувийн 10 сургууль нэг байгууллага оролцож байгаа. Мөн та бүхэн Japan манай цахим хуудсанд тань ороод бусад оролцогч сургуулиудын материалтай бас танилцаарай. Монгол-Япон хэлээр байгаа шүү. Сургуулийн танилцуулга 1 цаг үргэлжлэх бөгөөд одоо үүнээс хойш явах 3 сургуулиуд бүгд англи хэлээр явагдана. За тэгээд эхний 30-40 минут ерөнхийдөө танилцуулганы сүүлийн 15 минут орчимд нь асуулт хариулт асуух цаг үлдэж байгаа. Тиймээс та бүхэн сургуулийнхаа тайлбарыг маш сайн сонсож орой эхлээд тэгээд дараа нь асуух зүйл байх юм бол Q&A хэсэгт асуултаа бичээрэй. За манай ажилтнууд та бүхний асуултанд хариулаад явах болно. Харин сургуулийн танилцуулганд дурддаггүй танд хэрэгтэй өөр асуулт байх юм бол та асуугаарай. Бид сургуулийн төлөөлөгчдөөс асууж өгнө. Та нар хэрэг бусад сургуулийн бас танилцуулгын цагаас хожимдох юм уу эсвэл дараа дахин давтаж үзмээр байх юм бол манай Japan цэг имэн цахим хуудас руу эсвэл YouTube-ийн манай албан ёсны төвийн хуудас руу очиж ороод үзээрэй. За ингээд энэ удаагийн сургууль бол Yokohama улсын их сургууль байгаа. Yokohama Cooperative Daigaku Yoroshiku onegaishimasu.
Hello, good afternoon, everybody. The screen is well, okay? That's all right, I think. Oh, good afternoon again. My name is Koichi Maekawa. I'm a professor of the Yokohama National Universities. It's my great pleasure to be able to introduce our universities and also the activities of academias and educations. Here, my organizations is in the civil engineering, and this has been financially and supported by the Japanese government. Therefore, mainly I would like to introduce these programs, international programs. This is the buildings, and this is my room. Therefore, I'm talking from this place. Well, first of all, I would like to explain 5 issues to study in the Yokohama National Universities. First of all, I would like to talk about the meaning of Yokohama. Yokohama is a city of Japan, the second largest city of Japan, next to the city of Tokyo. And this is a very attractive place. But how attractive? Of course, it is known that many tourist people has come to the city of Yokohama. It's a very hot spot of the sightseeing in these countries. But I want to talk about the attractiveness in terms of the academia, business, and developments, and other issues. Okay. Yes. This city is just close to the Tokyo and International Airport, almost 35 to 40 kilometers apart. It's very close. At the same time, this is the biggest cities having 3.7 million populations. This is the snapshots of the cities. This is really urban areas, but at the same time, today I want to say that. So in this city, we have a lot of problems, engineering and social problems to be solved urgently or within a long period. According to the United Nations investigations, 2050 or 2050s, maybe the people living on the earth will live in the city or urban areas. In other words, so many concentration to the urban areas. Maybe Mongol would be the same situation. The city Ulaanbaatar so have so many peoples and the population ratio are so much great. The same thing for all countries and districts. Therefore, we said that this is some sort of, Yokohama is some sort of the department store of the solved problems for engineering and society, social problems. This is one point. Then this is one attractive point. So our university are working and also developing some technologies and knowledge and producing the good human resources to support the cities and nations. So before some details, just let me talk about some social and some historical backgrounds. Yokohama is one of the oldest harbor city. This is just the close-ups of the harbors facing to the Pacific Ocean. And in the opposite sides of this Yokohama is the west coast of the United States of America. So about 150 years ago, so all Japan opened the door to the world. And firstly, the harbor Yokohama was the first gate to open the door. Therefore, after that, many international people came to us. Therefore, we have some sort of the many trials of civil engineering and productions of the cities and nations. For example, the first railway transportation and station was made here, and the daily newspapers was innovated, also installed, and gas lamps, water drainage systems, etc. These basic infrastructure were firstly installed together with the Tokyo metropolis. And the interesting thing is that the beer, tennis, golf, you see that these were initiated in these cities because of these international things. In the past few years, the big conference summit together, some prime ministers or president of the countries came to Japan to meet, and G7, etc. These big conferences were organized in the city of Yokohama, having a very large number of participants. Unfortunately, the city of Tokyo doesn't have these big conference facilities. Why Yokohama can do it? Because of this historical background. Therefore, Yokohama National University has several schools, economics, education, science technologies, urban technologies, and business. So here, this is overviews of the city. You can see that so many condensed urban areas having some topics of study to be solved. And also, this is the campus of our universities. This is about 3 kilometers away, not so far. And also, you can see this is urban. This is industrial areas. These are the residential areas. These are another purposes. So we have 5 colleges and 5 graduate schools. Yes. Now, this campus is named as a very green campus. It's like park-like atmosphere at the center of Yokohama. It's a very much crowded, very centralized, urbanized area. But here, this campus has some old forests. This is some sort of the message from our university. One famous professor world, Professor Miyawaki, he is an ecologist and worldwide known greening technology and environments. He is also the leader of the greening of the desert. Then he also designed and the forest on this campus according to his challenge and so on. Please understand that some sort of the campus itself is a message of the university. Our university considers that environment issue is very, very important things. This is one example. So Yokohama National Universities, this is figures of the numbers of students. We have 7,500 undergraduates, mostly Japanese, and 1,000 international students from almost 76 different countries. And among them, 2,500 graduates and 600 full-time faculty members. This is the size of the university. We have about 70 national universities. I think Yokohama National University is not so big, large, not so much large, maybe middle or a little bit small, but anyhow, we have some sort of strong characteristics. Well, this is some basic facilities, dormitories, cafeterias, and the student center, etc. and also libraries, maybe reasonably nice, I think. And also we support, offer some free Japanese language classes, tutor systems, international student groups are now running some activities. Which I will explain the programs is non-Japanese based education programs. All classes and supervision advices by the professors are managed by English. Therefore, Japanese proficiency is not a requirement, but I think still it is good to have some knowledge about the Japanese language for making the daily life more fruitful and so on. Therefore, we also support these things. So, fulfilling educations and civil engineering. The reason why I focus on this is that since 1990, these universities and programs were first financially supported by the Japanese government and Japan International Cooperation Agency. This is a semi-governmental organizations, and the World Bank headed offices of Washington, D.C. of United States of America. It means that your tuition are paid not by you, but by these governments and semi-government organizations, including Japan and US, and expense and monthly scholarships, etc., of course, are supported fully. And some research and support for study were now granted to students. Then we also focus on these topics indeed. Then admission policy is very simple. As I said, language is not a barrier. So English is necessary, but I think the admission is based upon the documentations, including your tuitions or your record academic activities and interview. At this moment, because of the COVID-19 in the world, it's so much easier to communicate each other, but two dimensions. But anyway, these two things. Therefore, students no need to come to Japan for attending to the entrance examination. These systems have been installed in Japan in 1982. So Tokyo University started this in. Nowadays, University of Tokyo, Kyoto University, ourselves Yokohama, and Saitama University, Tokyo Institute of Technologies, Hokkaido University, Nagoya University, these Japanese all the prestigious universities are running these programs in civil engineering. I really recommend you to consider to study with these environments. We are some sort of alliance. So Yokohama National University Civil Engineering, we have 5 groups in terms of the research or study. Nowadays, we have 200 undergraduate students, almost Japanese. But when we look at the graduate programs, we have 116 master students. Almost all are and also this, and 52 are the PhD students. Roughly speaking, about more than 100 students are studying in the graduate programs are international peoples. And we have 28 faculty and staffs. Therefore, very roughly speaking, 2 to 3, 2 is international people and 3 is Japanese like this. Therefore, almost similar numbers. Among these Japanese national universities, this ratio is rather higher. I mean the ratios of the international peoples. So we have the 5 groups. These activities is really on the website. Therefore, those who are interested in more details, please visit these places. One is the structural mechanics engineering. So this is a basis of the hardware of the urban areas, buildings, railway, highways, and underground facilities to support activities. Otherwise, environments and water resources here. So, and also This groups is worldwide famous, especially for the coastal engineering. In other words, a coastal means that the border between the land and the sea. But please understand, when we have a lake or pond and so on, water and land, this interface is a target of the research because water is very important. At the same time, there are a lot of activities in between the land and the water. Okay, please get it. And another one, geotechnical and environmental engineering. We are always work together with the ground, sometimes inside the ground, on the ground, in between. And also we have some transportations and urban engineering to make good plannings and executions. Of course, transport is a very core issues of activities to support the daily life, at the same time, the business and the industries. And the concrete and construction material, concrete things, and so on, so on, so on. I am some part of these groups. So these 5 groups are the now basis of the activities. But please understand that we have a hardware infrastructures at the same time. We suppose that expect the software infrastructures because that some sort of regulation, contract systems, and how to say, some code specifications, and also negotiations and management will be also the part of the infrastructures. Therefore, some of you must have some sort of the study of the economics and sometimes the politics. So yes, now we run the master programs 2 years, and also we have running the doctoral programs of 3 years. This is some details of the credits. Maybe we have some courseworks and also some productive research works. For doctoral programs, some majority of the times will be spent for research like that. This is some just snapshots of the laboratory works. This is water things, this is the structures, and also environmental things. When we have some very strong wind, some structure behaviors, it's a very important issue to be controlled, etc., etc. Just a very small examples. Here, I would like to say some many scholarships programs for international students. Now also in our university and programs, students from Mongolia, your countries, are now studying. For master programs of 2 years, this is the structures. Among them, we have 2 programs for international people. One is the International Graduate School of Infrastructures. This is taught in English. Of course, we have almost 25 different nationalities. Therefore, English is really the common language. But please understand that I believe that broken English is international language. Therefore, okay, nobody has some native terms, but very interesting things. But we can communicate each other between students and faculty members and among students. And another one, this is supported by the Japanese government. As I said, some scholarships, tuitions are not supported by you, but supported by the Japanese government. In other words, this is from the taxation, tax of the Japanese people. Therefore, if you are selected to be the recipient of these programs, you are the guests, of course. Another one is programs, international infrastructure management programs. This is supported by the World Bank. Yeah, this is multilateral programs, including the engineering, social science, and economics and law. Of course, many of them are now studying on this line in the Department of Civil Engineering and Urban Engineering. Now, this is a story of the masters and the doctors. Also, we arrange some programs of the doctors. This is supported by the Japanese government. And also JICA, Japan International Cooperation Agency, and other government-based scholarships, etc. This is very much competitive, but I think the condition is not so bad. I think so, yes. So then if those who are interested in these things, please visit this website. Also, you can come to the website to the of the Yokohama National University. From that main site, you can come to the international programs site. Then you can get some necessary informations to apply for the government-based scholarships or JICA opportunities and so on. So in more details, we have 2 slots of the government scholarships. One is the Special International Program for Urban Infrastructure Engineering in Developing Countries. As I said, Yokohama is a place where we can get lots of topics to be investigated, to be studied. At the same time, this must be useful for the developing countries and the next stage of the developed countries. Yeah, this is one thing. Other one is the International Graduate Programs for Innovation for Civil Engineering through Informations and Communication Technologies, ICT. Truly, nowadays, the mega change is going on with the information technologies. So the civil engineering is related to the buildings of the city and society. In other words, some sort of the basis of the civilizations nowadays. World is around really changing and changing. Therefore, 3 years ago, the Japanese government granted us these programs with some full scholarships. This is for civil engineering. Then you can consider these things. In both cases, master programs and doctor programs available. And also we have JICA, Japan International Cooperation Agency scholarships. It's a very helpful and nice. Of course, every year, some items and the contents of the JICA's scholarship is changing. Therefore, this is just maybe last year's programs, JDS. This is support for specific countries. Last year, 2 years ago, Uzbekistan, Bangladesh, Myanmar, and Philippines. But next year or next year will be changed. And also we have a JICA's Innovative Asia Initiatives and also JICA IITH. This is granted for the Indian peoples, but this year I'm not sure. And also some other initiative and so on, etc. These are also available. And also we also receive the recipients of these scholarships. Okay. Generally speaking, the selections and decisions is based upon the academic potentials. Okay. Of course, as I said, no need to come to Japan to attend to the entrance examinations, but just we decided based upon the documents related to your academic potentials and also field of study and your preferences. And also infrastructure management programs, IMP as well. But this programs is a little bit special. The target of the education is engineers or technologists who have the work experiences. Therefore, pure students cannot apply for this. But if the engineers or government officials or businessmen who have some work experiences about several years or 10 years, you can challenge the scholarships. Then at this moment, several students are studying. Their average age is about middle of 30s to middle of 40s. And also some government-based scholarships around 20s to 30s. This is now, but I think these peoples are not educated and working, studying together in the same environments. This is the number of students who study in civil engineering since 1990. At that time, just a few, but nowadays, every year, 35 or 40. This is situations. Activities and class specialized for international students. Of course, we manage some welcome parties, farewell parties, and technical visits. We organize almost more than 20 technical visits a year. But unfortunately, last year, because of the COVID-19, yeah, it is a little bit tough. But anyway, we did it for mobile phone and so on. Yes, but I think nowadays the Japanese COVID-19 situation is very much recovered, very much nice. Therefore, we are now expecting that. Also, our university decided to start again the in-person educations. So students can come to the campus, okay? Therefore, we are so much happy to be able to work together with the students. Almost we are coming back to the usual situations. Yes. And also we have some cooperative educational programs with several universities. For example, university in Vietnam and university in Indonesia, China, and Thailand. I would like that. So this is some sort of the friendship programs. Then with this programs, students can get the degree, master degrees or doctoral degree from 2 universities. We make some joint programs. Therefore, some students host a home university 2 years and 1 year some partnership university like that. Then the students work together. They can get the scholarship from 2 universities. This is the concept of double degree programs. We try to develop these opportunities. Therefore, sometimes we visit some international travels to have some academic discussions, how to build some cooperative research programs and educational programs. Yes. Yes, I will just please take a look at this open videos, just 2 minutes. This is a general. Yes. Yep, this is a snapshot in front of the gate of the department. Yes, and yes. This is some details is now on the line through this address of the link. Yokohama National University official website is the tops, and you can see some informations regarding the admission things, graduate school activities, its departments, and also YouTube channels of the department, etc. So I think it is time to conclude my introductions. Thank you very much for your kind attentions. So I would like to conclude my talks and also release the
小市前川さん、ありがとうございました。
ありがとうございました。
はい。За ингээд энэ сургуулийн маань танилцуулгаагаар өндөрлөж байна. Та бүхний асуултанд сая тухайн сургуулийн хариуцсан ажилтнууд нь хариулаад явсан байгаа. Бүгд хариулт авсан гэж бодож байна. За ингээд дараагийн сургууль маань 10 минутын дараа бас 10 минутын дараа биш шүү уучлаарай. 15 цаг 30 минутаас эхэлнэ шүү. 15 цаг 30 минутаас эхэлнэ. Одоо энэ сургуулийн танилцуулга дуусаад хаалтгаар санал асуулгын анкетын хус гарна. Тэрийг бүглөөд өгөөрэй оролцогчд маань. Баярлалаа. ありがとうございました。お疲れ様でした。
Now, there is a questions. I shall answer these questions. Thank you very much. Is there any age limit to study in PhD? Yes. Regarding this study in PhD and masters, there is no limitation of gender, age, nationalities. Please understand that. And because in front of the academic issues, there is no difference. But one thing, regarding the age, as I said, some scholarships granted by the Japanese government, there is one condition, not more than 35 years of age. And the international infrastructure management programs, there is no limitations, but according to my observations, at least 5 or 6 years work experience are necessary. This is the conditions of scholarships. Therefore, 20s are very difficult. 30s or 40s are very good for getting the scholarships. But of course, we have several scholarships. Therefore, there are several conditions. But please understand that regarding the admission, etc., there is no limitations. Gender, age, nationalities, nothing. And another question is, excuse me, information technology bachelor. Yes. Another question is that is Yokohama University have an information technology bachelor degree? Yes, we have information technology. I think there are some programs regarding the information technology belonging to the School of Engineering and Science, and also School of some environments and so on, and also School of Urban Engineering. It seems to me that according to my knowledge, about 3 schools have some programs for information technology in the bachelor degree. And okay, I will go to the. Oh, thank you very much for your message regarding. Thank you. So, what the requirement for applying? Okay, what area the requirement for applying? Yes, I explain the maybe this is area. I explain the civil engineering, and also today I focus on the explanations of the civil engineering. But I think we have another programs of international students educations. One is the environment informations. So, and also we have totally 3 supported by the Japanese government according to the areas. Therefore, please come to our website. Okay, so not only the civil engineering, but also some other is available. But this is year by year changing, because this special support and special scholarships were granted, but not permanently. Not permanently. Every 3 or 4 years, we are reviewed by the government. And if review is good, so some financial support is also continued, etc., etc. Among many programs, civil engineering almost 33 years. So we successfully continue these things, but others also successful. Please come to this site. And university have information to next is equal. Is Yokohama University have a geographic information system engineering course? Yes, there is. Yes. In the engineering science groups and also social science groups, there are 2 groups. Also, we have some geographical information systems educations in the urban innovations. Yes, these information technology things and the geographical things are very much multilaterals, the wide spectrums. Therefore, we have several related departments and programs. Yeah, but among them, some focal point is that it's different, but we have some lateral programs. Then this in detail is also, excuse me, I'm not so much familiar with these things, but recently in the past 5 years, our universities make some 4 lateral programs, but mainly for the master programs. Okay, but I think this is a trend of development to have some amalgamations of the disciplines for the future life. And next person. Hi. Excuse me, last question. This is written in Mongolia. Would you kindly translate the last questions? Okay. At the same time, please take a look at the chat. My assistant, Ms. Arima, kindly add some additional informations regarding the site of the informations. Okay, Arima-san, thank you so much. Please take a look at this site in more details. This is a message from Yokohama National University Administrative Offices. Okay. Last one, is it possible to enroll to the master's program for you have a code senmonshi diploma? Code senmonshi diploma. Code senmonshi diploma. What do you mean that this is a diploma of the undergraduates or some technical college or etc.? But anyhow, in civil engineering programs, 2 years ago, we made some system to receive the Mongolian students having some graduation from the technical college. Not the university, but technical college as well. Yes, we are ready to that.
川先生、
はい。
お疲れ様です。
どうも。
ありがとうございました。このモンゴル語の質問なんですけれども、語学校に進学しなくても、現在、日本語能力試験 N3 レベルで、横浜大学に入学できますかっていう質問です。
もうすでに日本語の勉強をされてるんですね。
そうですね。今、現時点では、日本語能力試験 GLPT の N3 をお持ちになっているということです。
N3。ですね。N3 とだったかな。有馬さん、聞こえますか？
はい。
N3 は今、アンダーグラジュエイトの、例の入学、毎年12月にしてますね、試験を。あれ、N3 は大丈夫ですか？
すぐには今私もお答えできないですね。調べてもいいですか？チャットに貼ります。
わかりました。多分できると思います。ちょっとね、2つありまして、日本語の能力のレベルのカテゴリーのうち1つ、2つがあって、それぞれにリクワイメントが少し違います。でそれで毎年、入学の試験、これも書類とインタビューですけれども、をやっています。
はい。
で毎年、シビルエンジニアリングではだいたい4人とか5人ぐらいの学生さんが入学をしていますので、ぜひそちらも検討してみてください。
はい、わかりました。はい。За тэгэхээр саяны саруулын мөрөнд амьдан сүрэнгийн асуулт нь бол хэлний бэлтгэл суухгүйгээр их сургуульд тэтгэлгээр суралцах боломжтой юу гэсэн асуулт байсан. GLPT 3 дахь түвшинтэй болвол N3 гэсэн үг. Тэгэхээр N3 түвшинтэй оюутнууд бол суралцах боломж байдаг. Гэтэ энэ маань бол нөгөө манай эсэлтийн журмаас шалтгаалаад янз бүр байгаа шүү. Жил одоо нөгөө ярилцлагын шалгалт, бичгийн шалгалт авдаг Японы хэлээр тэр шалгалтын дээрээ үндэслээд одоо эсэлт нь явагддаг байгаа. Тэгээ civil engineering гэдэг хөтөлбөрт бол жилд бол 4 оюутан бол авдаг. Тэгэхээр Японы хэлний түвшин бол яг та ямар хөтөлбөрт орох байгаагаас шалтгаалаад бас харилцаа адилгүй байдаг учраас веб хуудас руу зочилж үзээрэй. За баярлалаа.
トランスレーションありがとうございます。
ありがとうございました。
最後、質問。Is there any data analyst programs in the university? Yes. Yes, there is. There is. And at the same time, for information technology issues and data analysis, including AI and deep learning, so we had some special funding from the Japanese government in the programs of master and PhD. At the same time, in the undergraduate programs, almost all departments have something, some courses. Therefore, I can say that there is the programs. But I think for master and PhD, one slot of programs is now available. It started almost 3 years ago. Yes. Then in details, please come to this website. Nowadays, almost 10 students in the doctoral and master doctor students are now working. Mainly, they are now producing the artificial intelligence for monitoring systems or some risk assessments, and also the meteorological events like typhoon and some storms and so on. This is now current works, and also some risk assessment of infrastructures, and also some risk assessments of the transportations. These are the topics which I know. Thank you. Just 待てよ、just moment. 表図に開く。Did I respond to all questions? I'm not sure. It's okay, there are many. I said, is Yokohama University have a chemical engineering course? Yes, of course. Yes, we have. We have a very strong chemical engineering. And I want to say that one very famous professor is always the list of the Nobel Prize of the chemicals. Yeah, but unfortunately this year he was not awarded the Nobel Prize. At the same time, in the chemical engineering, we have a very strong groups of the hydrogen usage in terms of the energy. Yes. Is Yokohama University has a master degree for dentist? Oh, unfortunately, we don't have any medical and dentist. But here we have two universities with the Yokohama National University, and another one, Yokohama City University. Yokohama City University has a medical school and medical programs. But I think dentist is not anyway. If so, please check it. Sometimes people are confusing Yokohama National University, Yokohama City University. Yeah. Is another question? Yes. Hello, I'm senior year student at Mongolia-Japan National University and going to graduate in May 2020. Does Yokohama National University require research student who want to pursue master degree? Require research students who want to pursue master degree. What does it mean? You are going to graduate in I see. You want to pursue master. When the students have already earned the master programs, master degree, so candidates can come to the doctoral degree directly. No need to come to the master program again. Okay, generally speaking, in order to have enrollment in the doctoral programs, students shall have some master degree or some certificate of the master degrees, something. But in case of the master programs, students shall graduate from the undergraduate programs. But in some cases, some students having some master degree may come to some other field and becomes the master students. If some students want to change the disciplines, and if students want to study more about the master program in the different fields, of course it is possible. Okay. So it is possible to contact this professor who introduced this project. So to contact this professor who introduced this. Generally, on the website, you can find out some email address of all professors. Frankly speaking, you can send some emails to the email address of professors whom you are interested. Okay, and there's no problems. What are the requirements for Yokohama University at Arts and Design? What are the requirements for Yokohama University of Arts and Design? Requirements. So we check, as I said, some requirement is related to the academic potentials. This is an important point, okay? not the current academic achievement. Achievement is finished some products, but we are now interested in your future achievement. Okay, future achievement. Therefore, if you could show your potentialities, it is very important, very good. Okay, how to do that? Of course, you can write something, or you can also make some proposals or some sort of samples of some small products and so on. Okay, please understand that not necessarily the full achievement at this moment. We are interested in your future achievement. Okay. Therefore, in this case, some interviews, etc., is very important. You should show your capabilities and hope and strong will through these interviews and so on. Can you explain mathematics? Mathematics master programs. Oh, mathematics. And in case, as I said, for the government-based scholarships programs and so on, I said that there is no attending entrance examinations. Okay, and then so we check some your academic record at the undergraduate programs. Of course, sometimes we check your score or grade of mathematics in the undergraduate programs, etc., etc., etc. Yes. Thank you very much for the many questions. Is there a department of psychologists? There are some course or lectures, but maybe, excuse me, not the department of psychology. I think so. And I don't, yeah, there is no, yes. Does this school require the Japan language skill? It's case by case, but I think in engineering schools and civil engineering, I said that this is based upon the English base. Therefore, English is important things. But at the same time, civil engineering and other departments have some open examinations based upon the Japanese as well. Okay. Therefore, there are several routes. Some routes, no need to speak, no need to have some English or Japanese proficiency. It is, so there are many, opportunities. Of course, according to some field of study. Please check that. How much it costs 1 year tuition? The tuition is, it seems to me that in the international it is cheap. いくらだっけ? Arima-san, do you remember that?
ですね。大学院なんですけど、
Yes, please.
53万ぐらいですね。53、54万ぐらいです。
53万円 per year.
はい。
はい。Would you translate the currency in Mongolia? 53万円 per year.
Тэгэхээр сургалтын төлбөр нь бол жилийн Монгол мөнгөөр 15 сая төгрөг юм байна шүү. За энэ нь бол гэхдээ магистрийн төлбөр байсан. Магистрийн төлбөр нь жилийн 15 сая, ойролцоогоор 15 сая төгрөг болно гэж байна.
But if you could get some scholarships, maybe all right, no problem to pay. Generally speaking, compared to the United States state university, maybe at this moment, the US tuition is almost 10 times bigger than the Japanese national universities, like that. Why cheap? It's big because this is a national university. Hi. Is that okay? はい。
モンゴル語で一つ質問が来ておりまして。
お願いします。
はい、学部生を卒業してから1年間休学を取って、そしてまた大学院生に進学してもいいですかという。
卒業して
1年間休学を取って、今休学を取っていらっしゃる人なのかな。 取っていて、
うん
で、大学院生に進学してもいいですかっていう質問です。
今、学部の学生、これは、モンゴルの大学で
そうですね、モンゴル語の大学を卒業して、学部生として卒業して、1年間、休学してる人で、で、また大学院生として横浜国立大学に進学することはできますかっていう。
それはできます。
はい、わかりました。
できます。はい。
За тэгэхээр саяны асуултнууд ямар асуулт байсан бэ гэвэл та бүхний асуусан нэг жил нөгөө бакалавра төгсчөөд нэг жил өнжөөд магистрийн хөтөлбөрт эсэж орж болох уу гэсэн асуулт байсан. Мэдээж болно гэж байна. Тэгэхээр та бүхэн магистрийн хөтөлбөрч, бакалаврын хөтөлбөрч орж олно. Ерөөсөө аль ч хөтөлбөртөө бол нас цаагаагүй, улс үндэстэн ямар шашинтай байна уу, ямар улсын хүн байна уу, хэдэн настай хүн байна уу, ямар хүсний хүн байна уу, ерөөсөө хамаагүй. Тэгэхээр аль ч хөтөлбөрт бол эсэх боломжтой гэж байна шүү.